Hi guys, hi. Welcome back. um so no, I am not here to shuffle any cards. You guys know that most of you guys know that my hand is still healing, so I cannot shuffle any cards. So what I decided to do today is I just wanted to come on here and talk about this Virgo full moon, right? And I want to talk about my personal experiences with this Virgo full moon. Maybe some of you guys can relate to this. Maybe some of you guys experienced have had experiences to this somewhat to this degree during this full moon, or maybe your experience is different when it comes to the culmination of this Virgo full moon. So let's talk about it, guys. Let's just go ahead and jump right into it. So, I do have some notes here that I have written down, guys, because this talk is like getting a full bird's eye view into like my journal, into like my diary, into like my life. In order to bring this video to you guys, this required me to sit down with pen and paper and really write out my experiences and how things have come to a head for me personally with this Virgo full moon. So if you hear me shuffling papers in the background, that is literally me reading you my personal experiences, my personal thoughts, my personal ins and out. So yes, some of you guys are going to get to know me, Kelis, just a little bit better today, okay? So enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride, right? Virgo, not Virgo, but people, even though the Virgo is a Virgo full moon, yeah, whatever. But I'm not just talking to Virgos, like I'm talking to the collective, I'm talking to everyone who has clicked on this video and is interested in listening to what I have to say about this Virgo full moon, you know. So the Virgo full moon, guys, is at 0 degrees, 0 degrees of Virgo. And with the full moon being at 0 degrees, this is about new, fresh beginnings, the beginning of, the start of, etc., etc. Because 0 is the first number on the numerical scale, right? Right. So it's about the beginning of things, the beginning of anything. In my case, it has been on a personal level. It has been the beginning of, how do I say this? The beginning of recognizing a pattern in my life and really pulling that to the forefront from my subconscious to my conscious to my foreconscious, from my subconscious to my foreconscious, if that makes any type of sense at all. Y'all know sometimes I make up words, whatever. Keep up. But yeah, like 0 is like the beginning of everything. Like I said, it's the first number on the numerical scale. So in this video, I would like to talk about, oh God, I'm starting to stall now, but it's okay. I guess once I get started, it'll be okay. You guys know I don't edit my videos. I give you the raw, the truth, the bloopers, and all, period. That has not changed. But anyway, I on a very personal level, this full moon in Virgo at 0 degrees, it's all right. So let's just jump right into it, okay? What I have come to see, what has come to the surface for me with this Virgo full moon is that, I have come to see that I have a pattern in my life, and this pattern is that I naturally attract sociopaths, psychopaths, and or narcissistic individuals. Okay? Both men and women. I have also, upon pondering this and upon it leaking from my subconscious into my foreconscious, I have been able to identify the ways in which these individuals tend to enter, develop, and or come along into my life, for lack of a better sentence phrase, guys. I hope you can keep up with me. I didn't imagine that this would be that hard. I thought that I would just naturally be able to flow. But when it comes to attracting these individuals, for the women, I have noticed the pattern of, they come in or they enter in or they develop in some sort of a way. Like, for women, it's like through like mere jealousy and or admiration, okay, of just me being me, Now, when it comes to the men, it's the same. Like, it's also admiration, and or jealousy. But with the men, it's like, first, they want to like be with me or something. They admire me to a certain extent to where, they want to be next to me. They want to be close to me. They want to be with me. They want to take care of me. Okay, I have noticed this pattern, but if I deny that being with me, being next to me, being close to me, allowing someone to do things for me and or take care of me, I have noticed that with the men, it turns into rage. It turns into rage and it turns into jealousy, okay? If that makes any type of sense, This is just my personal testimony. That's all I can give to you, whether it makes sense to you or not. So yeah, I tend to attract this both from men and women, Overall, like, During this Virgo full moon, I have come to see that, you know, what first appears as like a loving friend in my life soon turns into a crazy ass sociopath, psychopath, narcissist, you have it. So now that that has come to the surface for me and I am realizing and seeing this pattern in my life, you know, I'm left with the question of like, so how do I deal with this? With that? Now that I can see it, you know, and recognize it. Because I'm fully aware that I can't just cut the world out of my life, you know. And this has been my full moon wake-up call. And with Virgo being 0 degrees of the full moon, it's like, okay, you know, how do I rewire what and who I attract naturally without even trying to into something positive? You know, this is what I'm currently dealing with on a personal level. Like, how do people so loving and so caring turn out to be crazy motherfuckers at the end of the day? And why the fuck do they always head in my direction? Why do they gravitate towards me? You know, is this destined? You know, like, what the fuck is it? What is it? You know, so that is what I'm dealing with right now. That is what has come from my subconscious to my foreconscious, and I'm just like, wow, this has been happening all of my life. You know, like, I can even go above and beyond that. I can even go deeper than that by going into my personal family life and the things that I have experienced with that. I mean, I won't go that far, but what I'm saying is that this shit runs deep for me. You know, I have come to notice, you know, from a very mundane level to a very seriously, deeply rooted level. Okay? You know. So I don't know how many of you guys out there can relate to this, or you have your own personal story of what you have come to realize and what has made its way, traveled its way from your subconscious to your consciousness, you know, during this full moon. But personally, that is what the hell I'm dealing with, okay? And that's just as raw and as uncut as it get, okay? Seriously. You know, but you know, guys, on a lighter note, I cannot say that all of my experiences have been bad with these situations, because, you know, at the end of the day, all of these people, they all have left behind. They have left me with wisdom, y'all. With wisdom that I come by with a fucking pound of gold. Okay? They have each made me stronger and wiser in ways like one couldn't even imagine that they should even be like wise in. You know? Like, my keen sense of hearing words, you know, and the true meaning behind them at this point is like stronger than it's ever been. It's extremely heightened, you know. Because believe it or not, sociopaths, psychopaths, narcissists, what have you, believe it or not, they do say and act in the same and consistent patterns. You just have to have an eye and an ear for it. You know, for example, when it comes to the women that I attract, the number one sign after I sat and just thought about it and allowed everything to flow from the subconscious to the conscious, with the women, the number one sign I noticed is that they have this thing with like secret competition. You know, they are either the very last ones to clap for you, or they don't clap at fucking all when you achieve small victories. You know, they also have a tendency to like tell your personal business and then play victim or coy about the shit, you know? Yeah. Now, when it comes to the men, I have found that the number one telltale sign is when a man does not want or want to accept a thank you for like anything nice or considerate that he has done for you, whether you have asked him to or not. I have found that oftentimes these men have other ways that they prefer or plan for you to repay them, okay? And it may be something that you don't want to do, okay? Now, there are, you know, a lot of more like telltale signs that I could have given or can give, but this video is not exactly per se about mental and personality disorders. It's just about what this Virgo full moon has brought to the surface for me on a personal level. You know, so guys, with that said, I would like to know, like, so what has been your experience with this current full moon, you know, leading up to, you know, and or throughout it? You know, what has this full moon brought from your subconscious to your foreconscious? You know, let's talk about it.